It's been 10 years. 10 years since we said farewell Candlestick. So we're here to give you a 10-year update. So let's walk the grounds. Let's talk about some of the history, some of my personal memories here.
Hi everybody, I'm Vin Scully. Welcome to Candlestick Park. In the words of Herb Cain, the great San Francisco columnist, it's more like the box that Disneyland came in.
Candlestick Park in San Francisco, and the sun has been out all day.
Welcome to the Something or Other tour.
Hits one high, he hits it deep, and we are going home.
2-minute warning in a magnificent game at Candlestick Park.
Welcome to the Something or Other tour. We're back at Candlestick Park. Well, not really, Candlestick Point. This season marks 10 years since the last 49er game here at Candlestick Park. And next year will mark 10 years since its demolition. Candlestick Park has some of the richest history of any sports venue ever.
Live from Candlestick Park. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper, and alongside me is Mike Kruk Kuip.
Last time going up the escalator. Halfway up the escalator. Because it's been 10 years, I thought it was time to come out here, give everyone an update about what's going on, about this location that holds such a special place in my heart. The baseball giants moved from New York City to San Francisco in 1958, and as part of that deal to move, the city of San Francisco promised to build them a stadium. So for the first few years, they played at Seal Stadium on 16th and Bryant, and this land had been bought in 1952 by a guy named Charles Harney. He was planning like a quarry operation, but he ended up selling this land to the city, and they broke ground on Candlestick Park in 1958. And Harney was a contractor, so he actually got the contract to build the stadium. Some people alleged corruption because it was a no-bid contract, so there was actually a grand jury investigation. And while it was in development, its working name was the Bayview Stadium. And they had a naming contest later on, and Candlestick Park was the winner. And April 12th, 1960 was the San Francisco Giants' first opening day at Candlestick Park. The vice president at the time, Richard Nixon, threw out the first pitch. That same year, the Oakland Raiders played their final 3 regular season games here, and then the entire 1961 season right here. So my annoying Raiders friends, you can hold that over me, that the Raiders played at Candlestick before the 49ers. So many memories here. Yeah, me too. Me too. Well, that's funny because you're a clone, so you don't have any memories here. Nah, you're the clone. No, you're the clone, you're the clone. You're the clone. The 49ers didn't move here until 1971. In preparation for the 49ers arriving, they enclosed the stadium. So if you see early Candlestick, the outfield was actually open. You could see the parking lot from inside the stadium. They also installed AstroTurf, which didn't last too long. And once they enclosed it, they realized the wind would get into the stadium and swirl. A notorious thing at Candlestick, the hot dog wrappers swirling around the field. In San Francisco, it's very cold in the summer, actually. Candlestick Park had a unique reputation, especially when it came to baseball. It wasn't easy to play in the outfield with those swirling winds. There's always a quote attributed to Mark Twain: "The coldest winter I ever spent was a summer in San Francisco." I heard he didn't really say that, but I like the quote anyways. If you've never been to Candlestick, basically the stadium was over there, surrounded by parking lot and one big street. This street was one big loop around the whole facility. And right over here is Candlestick Point. This is still a state park recreational area. This loop holds so many memories coming in, trying to figure out which gate we're gonna go into, where can we find parking, do we already have a parking pass? Driving down this little loop, so excited. We'd be driving down here, people would already be tailgating, so as you drive along the fence, you would just hear different music as you go until you find your way in. last few years, the parking got so expensive in the main lot that more often than not, I parked in the dirt lot, which was further back by the RV place back there. Oh, NFC Championship game. And then further down, there was a pedestrian walkway. Right here is where the pedestrian bridge used to go. That's it, my boy Fred. I mentioned in a recent episode at the Oakland Coliseum that it's one of the last of the mid-century concrete monstrosities, and Candlestick was one of them. It was considered incredibly modern at the time because it was in almost all concrete construction. Visiting teams hated playing here. It was an ugly, dingy, cold, concrete fortress, and I loved it. Loved everything about it. I loved that first walk through the concrete tunnel, and you see the green grass of the field. This was the site of 2 MLB All-Star games in 1961 and 1984. I think 8 NFC Championship games. The Pope came to speak here. The Beatles played here. Their last big concert in the United States was at Candlestick Park. And the last concert here was Paul McCartney, so it was fitting. We went to the divisional game against the Packers here, the game where Kaepernick went off. If you've watched this channel, you know how much this place means to me. I don't even remember the year, but my first game here was a Giants game against the Cubs. We sat in the outfield bleachers, and I remember I was too young. I kind of didn't pay attention, I got bored, but I really had fun running up and down the stairs. My mom was not happy about that. The memories I made here with family and friends, I'll never forget. One of the most infamous incidents here was Game 1 of the 1989 World Series. It was the Battle of the Bay, the Oakland A's versus the San Francisco Giants. And during Game 1 of the World Series, the Loma Prieta earthquake hit. The good news was, just a year or two prior, some officials and regulators forced Candlestick Park to do earthquake retrofitting and renovations. And those renovations are credited with saving a countless amount of lives. Now, some of Candlestick did fall. There was cracks in the concrete, but it wasn't catastrophic whatsoever. Now, luckily, it's just an interesting story because it wasn't the tragedy it could have been. My grandmother, rest her soul, was at that Game 1 when the earthquake hit. There's still some remnants of Candlestick here. This Gate 4 sign, one of the big entryway signs. But other than that, not much. I wonder if it was just too expensive to remove that sign yet. And then not too far from Gate 4 here was the tower in the middle of the parking lot. Crazy to see now. I'm pretty sure these signs used to be red. They're so sun bleached now, they're gray. With Candlestick, it's easy to get a lay of the land. It was a very simple layout. But because of the development, they added all these berms and stuff, so it definitely looks a little different. Think of all the good times people had walking through these gates, you know? I mean, I know I had a ton. And we're under the sign. As a kid, being a huge 49er and Giants fan, this was sports mecca right here. Screw, a little Candlestick screw. All I cared about was Candlestick Park and Disneyland, you know? The only two places I wanted to be. One of the last remnants, and this will probably be gone soon, you know?
Bonds and the Giants can enjoy it tonight. Who says Barry Bonds doesn't care? Hey, let's make history tonight, man!
You may be wondering about the name Candlestick Park. There's actually a few theories of why this little peninsula became known as Candlestick Point. There was a bird called the long-billed curlew, also referred to as a candlestick bird, that was supposedly indigenous to this area at one point. Another theory is that there was a pinnacle of rocks somewhere on this point that looked like a candlestick. The De Anza expedition to this area in 1781 made note of that pinnacle, which is no longer here. And the last theory, my favorite, favorite by far was that in the gold rush times, right on the water out here would be a whole array of anchored ships. And it was said that from this point at night, you would look out at those ships and they would look like candlesticks because you could see the fire of their lanterns burning. There's also a theory that one of the ships burned and it looked like a candlestick out there, or that all the ships were burned purposely when people wanted to abandon the ships. They had found other fortuitous opportunities here in San Francisco, the Bay Area, or Gold Country, so they wanted to get rid of their ships. Lots of different theories. That last one is definitely my favorite. I always enjoyed from the concourse of Candlestick looking out to the water and imagining all those ships. We're gonna walk in, go over the hump. There's an abandoned car out there. I am curious if they ever marked home plate or anything like that. The catch, maybe. It's so strange, this used to be relatively flat. Wow, Candlestick was right here. That's crazy. I had heard as part of the development, they were gonna have some sort of monuments or markers. Would be super cool. I love stuff like that. You guys may remember when I went to Citi Field in New York, they had home plate and all that marked out from Shea Stadium, which had been torn down. And that was a thrill to see that. If you happen to join our Patreon or our members VIP here on YouTube, recently we went to the site of Arco Arena, which we did an amazing 3-part series on, and it's now just flattened, much like this. This is crazy. I don't see any kind of markers. So you may be wondering, well, what happened to the development? Why is there nothing here? Well, there was plans for a dense urban outlet with parking, housing, retail. It was set to be completed in 2017, but by 2018, the group responsible pulled the plug. It's so wild to be walking here. Man, too bad the field's not here so I could lock you up, you know? He only spent 1 year on the Niners, but I'd moss you. There's no way. Yeah, no chance. I'd moss you. This place that means so much to me is now just like a desolate wasteland. This is probably about where the field was right here. We're about on the side where the catch 2 and catch 3 happened. Steve Young to T.O.
You say it's all about money? I say baloney. It's about emotion, it's about life, about playing hard, about wanting to win.
Alex Smith to Vernon Davis was about right here. Alex Smith could have been on his bootleg run about right here into the end zone. That's crazy. Too bad the diamond's not here, because I'd take you to dead center over the wall. I'd blow it by you, high 90s. I'd call my shot too. Whiff, whiff, whiff. 3 in a row. Actually, center field was like this way. McCovey apparently used to hit them out to the parking lot. They had a real knothole gang fence. That's why Oracle Park did one paying homage. Home plate was somewhere about right here. Not too far from here anyways. Willie McCovey, Willie Mays, Barry Bonds all played right here. The catch was right over there. One more Candlestick robot, huh? So now this place is just sitting here. No development, as far as I can see, no plans. I mean, it's been 5 years since they pulled the plug and nothing, just desolation. I don't see any markers, so maybe they were gonna use coordinates or they were just gonna get lazy and just put like a plaque up. Ugh. I was thinking about all my memories, all the sports history, knowing it happened right here, and it looks so much different. See, this sign is that red I was talking about. So I think the other one used to be red too, but it's sun-baked. Coming through these gates. The last game of Candlestick, we tailgated up here. What a good memory. You guys... Hey! Go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Wind it up, bro. Oh! Sees? What's good, lad? What's up with it, man? Candlestick right there. After the game, we're slinging the rock a little bit. And now it's just an empty lot, overgrown with weeds. What good memories. I miss it, man. If I could go to one more game back at Candlestick. Giants or Niners, I don't care. Up until a few years ago, there was still a sign over here, Candlestick Park sign that went over the road, since been taken out. and we were at the final game, the farewell Candlestick game, Monday night against the Falcons, the pick at the stick, one of my favorite sports memories of all time. Last time at Candlestick. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Yes. Yes. Walk through Candlestick. Let's walk down. One last view, hold on. Oh yeah. Channing Bowman down there behind us. I miss this place. Just reminiscing, you know? Originally in the early to mid 2000s, the 49ers were hoping to rebuild a new stadium right here. For various reasons, the plan didn't go through. The 49ers ended up moving to Santa Clara to Levi Stadium in 2014. Demolition of Candlestick Park was completed by the end of 2015. San Francisco withdrew its bid to be the host city of the 2016 Olympics. They were hoping that there would be a brand new stadium right here that they could use, but since it didn't pan out, no Olympics. What's pretty cool though is they took 1,000 or more old Candlestick seats and they brought them over to Kezar Stadium, which is where the 49ers moved from when they first came to Candlestick. Candlestick Point is still open. People come out here and fish. There's people in RVs living out here. There's still some piers. You can still see the Hunters Point Naval area. Leave a comment. What is your favorite memory from Candlestick Park? Or if you never went to Candlestick Park, what's your favorite memory from your home park that you grew up with? I miss this place, you know? God, I mean, are we docking the stick here? Yeah. I mean, are we docking the stick? So you may have seen we did a live stream while filming this. We gave away a bunch of cool 49ers swag, tickets to 2 preseason games. Thank you to everybody that joined in on the live stream and donated and got a spin. That was super fun. Whoever bought these 3 things, they touched Candlestick dirt because the wind knocked them into the dirt. So they're official now. Back in the day, before digital tickets and scalping was a huge thing, all down 101, all the way in, there'd be traffic waiting to get into the park, and there was people standing on the side of the freeway scalping tickets.
Legends of Candlestick game.
Me and Cole went to the Legends of Candlestick flag football game.
Joe Montana goes.
We like to say that on a cool San Francisco night at Candlestick, we saw Joe Montana lead a game-winning drive.
Look at that.
I mean, Joe Montana, Steve Young, Jeff Garcia was still out there running around and slinging it like he could still play. Jerry Rice, Isaac Bruce, Dan Marino was there. Come on. We got to do all our amazing tours here. Thanks to Amanda Tugwell. She really hooked it up. We did some public tours, we did some private tours. I mean, to be quite honest, we knew demolition was on the horizon, so I did everything I could to be here as much as I could. Got to see every little bit of this place before it was torn down, and I'll be forever thankful for that. You know, me and the sports history and growing up coming here, how special it was.
Outside Candlestick right now.
Candlestick?
We tried to see every nook and cranny of this place, from the team parking lot to the press box to the suites.
So how do you feel about your team on first down tonight?
We kicked butt. Amanda's office that was filled with amazing memorabilia. The visiting locker room. And of course, both sides of the home locker rooms.
Who's trying to hit the shower? Yeah. Remember my mom picking me up after school, driving up here, walking right up to the ticket booth, getting some $5 upper deck seats. And we were right up against the concrete, way at the top, but it didn't matter to me. I didn't care where we sat. Going up the escalator just felt like I was going to heaven. Stairway to heaven. Getting to watch Barry Bonds, getting to watch Royce Clayton and Darren Lewis, who I got to go to a summer camp and learn from. Getting to go on the field, like I remember the old 49ers fan fest that they had here, and they had all these games set up on the field. I got to kick a field goal. I could only imagine what it was like being part of the Knothole gang, peeping through the fence, watching Willie McCovey, watching Jack Clark, Vida Blue, rest in peace, Vida Blue, Gaylord Perry, Orlando Cepeda, Juan Marichal, right here, man, Hall of Fame careers.
There was something so special about these tours. Being able to walk through the hallways and the corridors, the locker room, following the footsteps of sports legends and our sports heroes. And sharing these memories with my brother, with my friends, being able to play catch and run around on the field, there was just nothing better.
My mom got me my first tickets to a Niner game. I went with my dad. It was the first year of the Baltimore Ravens. It was so exciting. In 1997, I got to go here for Monday Night Football. I got to go on the field before the game. I was literally standing next to Steve Young, Jerry Rice, T.O., all warming up.
Jerry Rice was making his return from injury only to re-injure himself on a touchdown. Joe Montana's number was retired at halftime. Merton Hanks got a pick six right in front of us.
49ers versus Cowboys in early 95. The Cowboys had stomped us a few times in a row. And finally, in the first quarter, we went up 21-0. Started off by an Eric Davis pick six. And it just felt like we finally got over the hill. Every legendary player you can think of from the 1970s up to 2014 played on that field. This was the home of Joe Montana. This was the home of Steve Young, Jerry Rice, Ronnie Lott, for crying out loud. So many Hall of Famers called this place home. Saw Barry Bonds hit home runs here.
He's at the wall, and he caught it! And he drives it to right field and deep, and that baby is gone. No doubt about it.
I'm talking Matt Williams. I'm talking Robbie Thompson. Come on, Will Clark, man. Kurt Manwaring. Dwayne Kuiper, Mike Kruko, when they were players, called this place home. Frank Gore rushed for thousands of yards here. Brent Jones used to go across the middle and get destroyed, but held onto the ball all the time right here. This is one of the places I remember John Madden pulling up in his bus to do commentary with Pat Summerall.
The first game John Madden ever called was at Candlestick.
This is where baby Roger Craig managed the San Francisco Giants. This is where Willie McCovey earned his nickname Stretch, right here. This is where Willie Mays spent the twilight of his Giants career before he went to the Mets for a little bit. We don't count that though.
Even though it's gone, even though it's just a dirt lot, this will always be hallowed ground to me. And I'll cherish the memories, the experiences, the connections I made there.
It's always strange to see a place so run down and broken and dirty, but just know that at one time, this was the place to be, and now it's just desolate and dead, rotting away. It's crazy.
We all grew up here. We laughed together, we cheered together, we cried together. We made memories that will always mean the world to us.
As much as I love Oracle Park, Levi's is growing on me as we have more success. Just when you're a kid and when you're coming of age, nothing will ever match that. Everyone has their thing, you know? Everyone has their era. And this was mine, and multiple other generations before me. But you know, times change. Sometimes you gotta accept it, sometimes you don't want to. One last walk out of the Candlestick parking lot. Probably my last forever. And that's it for our 10-year tailgate update here at Candlestick Point, formerly Candlestick Park. I wish they'd at least do something with it, you know? Build something cool and add a bunch of plaques and statues. Check the sports playlist. We got all kinds of cool explorations, experiences at different stadiums, different sports across the country. By joining the Patreon or the YouTube VIP membership, you'll get bonus content, bonus episodes, deleted scenes, all kinds of stuff like that. And thanks to the people that already joined our Patreon and whatnot. Very much appreciated. Thanks for all the comments, all the likes, all the shares. Like, subscribe, share, do all the cool things that cool kids do. Something or other tour for life. And yes, and here we go. But nothing lasts forever, kids. So cherish it while you got it. And look back fondly when you lose it. They could all become a dirt lot. That wind is kicking. If there's interest, we could come out here and do one last tailgate at Candlestick.